This schedule was very, very challenging. And at times, John and I would actually have to break off from each other, and I would have to shoot with a unit, and he would shoot with a unit because we were trying to catch up on time. But I got to shoot when Chuck Smith's daughter picks up this hippie who turns out to be Lonnie Frisbee, and she realizes he's a believer, but he's also a hippie, so she invites him to meet her father. I'm a huge fan of that scene. So my angle into the score on this one is using rock players that actually lived in the 60s, and we're going to use all period guitars, all period synthesizers, all period drums, and actually have a 60s rock band, like A session players that are older that lived in the 60s. I'm going to hire those guys, and that's going to be the meat and potatoes of my score, working with live players, and it's going to sound like we just created additional like hits from the 60s, you know, basically. So actually going back to period and using that formula to generate most of the score. I hope that people see this film and it's a call back to love, because that's what this world needs right now. Love is the most perfect thing that we have. It's our template, and to see these flawed human beings coming together, trying to work it out, but finding a way to love each other and create this community with these very disparate groups of people. I think that's such an important window to look into right now in this divided world in which we find ourselves today. So I think what I want people to take from it is how beautiful Christianity can be when the core of it is being driven by love. And I really think this film is a callback to that, and I really hope people feel that when they see this movie. I think the thing that's so exciting about Jesus Revolution is that there's something for everybody. It's a fun ride. It's so comic. We had an amazing cast that brought the jokes. We would just let them go off script sometimes, and we ended up with just some of the funniest moments in the film. So it's going to be an amazing fun ride. The cast on this is the greatest cast I've ever had a chance to work with, as well as the crew. Everybody showed up to work, and you can see it on the screen. The production design, the cinematography, the story, the script, everything just is hitting on all cylinders. And I'm so excited to share this story with the world. I think it's a very timely movie for this period in which we live today. And I think it has the potential to really get people thinking about their life and their faith in a different way. I have to brag on Anna Redmond, our wardrobe designer. She just came in with such a vision. They went to estate sales and bought old shower curtains and old sheets and found old Afghans and just fabric swatches that had been in people's attics. And they hand created all of these original costumes from scratch, using vintage found materials that were so interesting and so unique. And so some of your favorite outfits that you see in our movie is probably made from curtains. And I'm not joking. I had done a bunch of research into the Jesus movement, and I'm a huge fan of Chuck Smith and what he did. And so especially their rendering of Chuck Smith and Lonnie, I thought was just amazing. And that whole story, I just thought they nailed it. I think one of the things that excited me most about the script was the theme. The theme is loving the other, creating a place of belonging, compassion, understanding, empathy for people that don't look like you, maybe don't carry the same beliefs as you. And there was this generous, graceful place created for all these people to come together. And in this sense of belonging, there was this new, super loving version of Christianity happening back in the day, with these very unlikely groups of people coming together in one space. And so I just think getting back to these themes of love, acceptance, forgiveness, belonging, compassion, empathy, I think that's what our world needs. I think our world really needs to heal, and we need to come away from all this divisiveness and all this politics and like get back to the tenet of the thing, which is love. And so that's what I love about this script. The production design, the cinematography, the story, the script, everything just is hitting on all cylinders. I'm so excited to share this story with the world. I think it's going to be a super highly entertaining film that surprises you in places. I think it's gonna be more film than people are expecting it to be. And I think on top of all the fun, exciting entertainment value in our movie, I think people are gonna leave the film really touched and really changed. And I think it's a very timely movie for this period in which we live today. And I think it has the potential to really touch a lot of hearts and get people thinking about their life and their faith in a different way.